call in my goddess because I felt ready. I felt clear. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to call her in. And I just sat there thinking about her. She's out there looking for me too. I just kept telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her. I kept saying that.
Oh, I'm actually drawing that person to me. I'm not going to go out and find and look and seek. That person is going to roll right up to me, and I could feel it in my meditations. It's time to sit back, do the work for when I receive. For when that person's on the way, your only job is to elevate yourself, step into your highest self, and to remove obstacles from their path.
Welcome to Safe to Love. We are on a mission to help the world believe in love again and give you the courage to find it. And today we come with part 3 of our epic love story. It was so epic that we needed 3 episodes because we couldn't not stop hearing it. We were just like, we want more, we want more, we want more. And so we're so grateful to bring back Adrienne and Jake. And we're going to have them kind of pick up where they left off. They had both just left their relationships. They were both finding themselves, and they both were really in a really good place of manifesting their partner. So we'll have them share their manifestation story, and then they can go into their love story. Adrienne and Jake, whoever would like to go first to share?
Jake? Let's do Jake.
Yeah, let's do Jake.
I just want to say, what's up, guys? It's good to be back, guys. Okay, where are we starting?
So you had left your marriage. We'll just do a quick recap, right? And then you were working with a coach, and you were kind of finding yourself and getting really clear on what was working and what wasn't working. And then you moved to Utah, and you wanted to start dating again. Yeah. And then you wanted to get really clear on who that person was going to be.
Great. Good memory. Yeah. Dang. Okay. So moved to Utah and felt ready to start dating again. Had done quite a bit of work and was at least curious to get myself out there and stretch the legs and see what the world had to offer. And so joined a couple of dating apps, got out and met some people, and it was interesting, nerve-wracking at first, but ultimately it really helped me build up my confidence, which I didn't realize I really needed help with, because being with someone for so long and then being thrown back into the single dating field was very strange.
And so much changed. Because we didn't have Tinder or any of that.
Yeah, there were no dating apps back then.
We met people in person.
Yeah, it's kind of better because now you're like, what? Oh, that's what you think? No.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. But it was it was an exercise to develop that muscle. And so it was not only being on the dating apps and going through the process of chatting with people and then going on first date and then, just having a vibe check and seeing if you want to date again and meeting people in the real life, which always worked out better for me. But that was confidence that I needed to build up. It's okay, I'm going to go talk to this pretty woman. My nervous system does not want anything to do with that, but I'm going to do it until it feels comfortable.
I love that.
Yeah, so it took a minute. It took, 3 years to find her. But it took a full year of not seeing anyone and just doing self-work until I was ready to get out and start socializing and experimenting. But when I was here, I did a men's retreat, plant medicine retreat, and there were a couple things that I wanted to work on. One was to get control of my relationship with alcohol. And the other one was to call in my goddess because I felt ready. So that was an interesting experience. It was a very hard experience. It was one of my hardest psychedelic experiences that I had, because I didn't realize just how much tension was in my body, because it really felt like billions of tiny little knots slowly untying or little fists unclenching. And it was hard. It was a very anxiety-induced experience. But when I got through what I needed to get through with my nervous system recalibration, I just started saying that again and again. I am redefining my relationship. Alcohol has no power over me. Alcohol has no power over me. Again and again and again and again and again. After I felt complete with that, I was okay, I sat for a little bit. And then I feel like I still had some work to do. And then that was when I was really, everything had taken a turn, and I was very calmed down again, and it was very, very hot out. We were just
and had
there
you sold
sweating.
your business at this time? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. That was like,
So that helped with
was
the nervous system.
Exactly. It was like
Regulation.
right after like my last week with the company.
Yeah.
It was, I think, August 2024. So it was interesting because it was a very hot day, and we were like, it was a hard journey, and like physically it just like was overheating. So everything in my being was just pressurized. But in between the two things that I was working on, I was like, it's going to rain. It's going to rain this afternoon. And then I just felt shifted. Like after I got rid of that portion of my life, that kind of dark shadow that was following me around, I felt clear. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to call her in. And I just sat there thinking about her and thinking she's out there looking for me too. And I just kept telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her. I kept saying that. And then, it was a pretty profound experience. The next day I felt completely changed. Like, wow, all this, whatever was in there, it's gone now. So then I just had like, a few months of just good, clean living and taking care of myself and exercising, eating well, doing the right things. But I was staying on that path, and I was continuing to call her in. And in my morning meditations, I actually didn't write it down, but I visualized her. And I got very specific about what I wanted. So dating helped a lot in realizing, no, that's not her.
Yeah.
Those are what you don't want.
Yeah.
Like, really quickly.
Yeah. You're like, oh, no.
You're nice.
Yeah, thank you. This will not be continued.
Thanks for that, though.
Yeah. I mean, I even went on one date where we had planned to go on a hike and then go to dinner, and I just cut it off at the hike. I'm like, I'm not really feeling like going to have dinner. She's like, oh, okay.
Good for you.
All right. Have a good life.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, right. But
That takes so much courage.
Yeah.
I applaud that.
Yeah, and you'd have to be, you
So
would have
centered.
had to have done so much work to be
Seriously.
the receiving person of that, to be like, okay.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Otherwise, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah. There was some text exchange the next day, and I was like, yeah, it's just, just where I'm at. And she's like, actually, I really appreciate that. She's like, at first I was kind of offended and I got really self-conscious, but now that you've said that you're very clear on who you want and I wasn't your person, that's pretty awesome. So, yeah. So then, I just kind of sat with, okay, what do I want? And I wanted a woman who was an artist, specifically a musician, because I'm an artist and designer, and I don't know, like I want creativity inside my relationship, but ideally someone who has an art form that I don't, or I could stand to have her lead me into it. So I was specific. I'd like a musician, please. Even her body type, like her height, her hair.
I mean, you manifested some God-given hair.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That was the one characteristic I could see very clearly in the meditations is this flowing goddess hair specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted her to be confident, emotionally stable, intelligent. I wanted her to enjoy and appreciate traditional masculinity, because I feel like I'm in this space where I'm ready to come into my confident self and my healthy masculine and start integrating all these things that I've been working on with my coach and these men's groups and all of these things. I feel ready to be that man for someone, like particularly myself, but then also for the woman I'm looking for. So I want someone that challenges me and brings that out in me. And I want someone that I can hold like intelligent conversations with. But most of all, I want someone very free and playful and fun and silly and weird.
Yep.
Those are very important qualities to me. And so then, we can talk about how I knew that it was her when we met, or do you guys want to hear about her
Let's tell her
manifestation process.
manifestation first,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about
Yeah.
how you guys met.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good segue.
I started dating as well on the apps because that's what you do. And I had a relationship for like the first, for just over a year that was not great. And I can see now like how I just ended up in that. But that person was so avoidant that it actually took some of my progress away. I went backwards in my body confidence and my authenticity. I went backwards. And so after that, I learned, I was like, oh, you gave up your power. You gave up your authenticity. And often I think we have like an association with power, especially like we see how power is flexed on us in our lives. And so we have this like negative feeling towards power. So when we step into it, it's like, whoever said power was negative, it's not. It's just power. So I always had like this weird thing with like owning it. And after that, I was like, oh, you just went backwards. You gave up your authenticity. You let this person dim your shine. Why? And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't ready to be dating. So I kept it, or I broke up with him, and I immediately started dating somebody else. I'm not saying my track record is great, okay? I'm not saying what I did was what you need to do. This is not advice. Right now, it's not advice. I immediately started dating somebody else who was substantially younger than me because he was fun. He was fun. And I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to be silly and be light and be in play and just be appreciated too. Not like, oh, you and your sound baths, like how many of these do I have to go to? I'm like, bro, you get free sound baths. Like, what?
What a gift.
So I wanted that, and that lasted for like maybe 6 months. And we mutually decided this is not what we should do. That didn't make it less hard. It was still a hard conversation. It still made me very sad. And I was in a different place with it though, because it was mutual and it felt like a grown-up decision to be like, this isn't in our best interest. It's like, oh, that's a different way to do it. And so I actually like spent some time enjoying the grief of that. I was like, you can just actually feel this out, like feel the grief of it and like relish the feeling of missing somebody, and all of that. So then I was like, okay, I've had some fun, I guess, and I need to get really clear on what I want. I don't even know what I want. This is how I'm just stumbling into these relationships that are not in alignment for me. And I'm just like digging around. I'm like, how did I just end up in a relationship? How's that happen? So I was like, okay, I'm going to write some of it down. And I don't know if that came from probably advice from maybe Jen Holland, and maybe my friend Tiffany too. She drew like a whole web of all the things she wanted. And I was like, I don't need to do a web. That feels a little Black Widow-y. But I was like, I'm going to write down the traits. I started with 2 pieces of paper, or like the notebook just open on both sides. And I was like, traits for me to inhabit or to rise up to, and traits for the person I'd like them to have. And they ended up being so damn similar that I just quit writing this is your work, Adrienne, because I'm like, obviously, if I want these things, I need to have these things. So I just wrote a bunch of words on there that are like, what we read it yesterday. I can even share it. It's because it's a work in progress, which you can tell. So anyway, I read on there like reasonable. I was like, I'm not trying to fight with you. Well liked. I want people to like you. I don't want to have a person that doesn't like to go places, that fights with my friends, or that I don't like this or that person. I was like, none of that. No drama like that in my relationship. You have to have a job that makes money. Like you have to either have some wealth or you're working on it. Like you're in your building phase, but I don't want a bum. I don't want to support you. I don't have extra money, so I can't. So
Man with a plan. What was that Instagram meme we saw the other day?
Yeah, there's a woman on Instagram. She's probably in her 60s and she's in this bikini and she's like, ain't nothing drive me up faster than a man without a plan.
Yeah,
she's like, I'm like the Sahara Desert. And I'm like, yes. So anyway, I write all these words and I come back to this list all year. And I write more and I write more. Because I would go on some dates and they would not be in alignment. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. So then I would come back and I would write it again. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that either. And then some people would be like, oh, I know this incredible guy. He's like the absolute best. I want to set you up with him. I'm like, that sounds awesome. What's his name? They're like, his name is blah, blah, blah. And he lives in Indiana. And I was like, Indiana. How is this good for me? I'm trying to eventually get laid on a regular basis. Like, I need someone to be a local. Like, I was like, come on, universe, come on, list. Like, why are you throwing me these Indiana guys? And Jen's like, you have to get specific. So specific. And I was like, I need to write local. Was this not assumed? She's like, no. I'm like, that's true. The universe is neutral. And it is. So I'm like, local. And I have all sorts of, I have wishes written on there. I have pussy worship written on there. I have other.
I'm so proud of myself for that one.
Jake
That's true.
does check all of the boxes on the list. And there's a lot of words on there, like probably like 50.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they're written in like nooks and crannies. And like, so yeah, I would just come back to it. And I had really shifted my whole mentality through the practice of drip and reading Pussy, a Reclamation, Mama Gina. All you women, look it up. Yes, follow her on Instagram. She's a queen.
I think we've talked about it in 3 episodes now, so
Nice.
should be reading it.
Okay, book club.
Yeah.
And I was shifting my mentality all along here to be more, and I don't want to say this in like a dominant royalty, I'm over you kind of way, but I was shifting it to be like more queen mentality of when I'm going to these dates, I don't hope you'll like me. I know that you will like me because I am awesome and I feel that and I know that about myself. So I would go on these dates and I would really like make it a goal to be like authentic. You need to be your authentic self, because if they don't like you by saying like, oh, I play all these sound baths and I like plant medicine and blah, 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 because sometimes the hippie can kind of push someone away. They're like, oh, you're one of those women. And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, whatever that means. And so I was like, no, I'm going to be 100% like honest and authentic with it. And if it's not a match, I will not go on a second date. And when you start doing that, you really get to test, like, how am I doing with that? How am I doing with my authenticity test? Chad's watched it, my like 10-minute rant on Instagram about if you're dating people that aren't in alignment with you, that's your fault. And that dating is fun. Dating in your 40s is fun. And if it's not fun for you, then maybe go watch that and figure out why. Because it's an opportunity for you to flex your authenticity and see how it's going. And then you can come home and be like, did I abandon myself? Did I? Was there any point there that I took on my word? I kept my words back on purpose. I didn't say some of the things I actually do, because I had a moment of doubt where they're like, oh, well, they won't like me if I say that. That's something I have to reveal later. And so
once I got them trapped, once I got them hooked.
Yeah. And so
slowly
as I
let
was
the crazy out later.
Yes.
Well, I like too the way you put that, because I think a lot of times people get so, I know, get so caught up in, do they like me? Do they, like, you know, you're talking to your friends, especially when they're newly dating, and I've been there too, where you're like, I don't know, let me look at all these signs if they like me. And it's like, do you
Decode
like them?
it.
And it's like, well, we get so busy wondering if they liked us.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, do I actually like them?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And just like you said, going in there and being like, I like me, and I'm going to be the most me
Mm-hmm.
The
I
most.
can be.
Yeah.
Because I think it takes being in relationships where we actually, it's like the success.
Yeah.
It's like we have the success of getting into the relationship with someone when we weren't authentic. We get the prize of that relationship, and then we realize how much it sucks to catch that tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's an interesting turn to become the person that's like, oh no, I know that you'll like me. Actually, the challenge is that there's a thing that someone else shared with me that was like, all the dates I go on are great. Everybody likes me and we have fun. And then they started realizing, they were like, oh, I'm the fun. I bring the fun. I bring the good conversations. I bring the activities. So everything's going to look like success because I brought it. So you have to be careful of that when you're like a well-rounded person that has fun and like does all these things, and you can soften the situation and the conversation and make jokes and like whatever, because it might only be fun because you made it fun. So you have to really see like, what did you contribute? Because it can just feel good to go on a date and be liked. Because you're like, oh, I'm funny, I'm charming, I have good stories. And of course they're going to sit and listen attentively and be like, wow, you're great. And you're like, this feels nice.
Yeah, but when you're in the place that we arrived at when we were ready to meet each other, I was in the same place too. Is it like I loved myself. I know who I was. I was very clear on what I wanted and what I didn't want. And that took all the pressure off of dating. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have fun with this. Yeah. And I'm gonna invite people on dates to stuff that I want to do or that I would be doing anyways, and just have fun. And that's when it got fun. And then so I listened to a lot of podcasts of like female coaches giving dating advice, especially to men. And I can't quote it specifically, but there was a big survey done on like what is the number one quality that women find when they're on dates with men. Like what are you attracted to most? And like, you know, everyone got it wrong. It's like looks, it's job, it's money, it's non-attachment to outcome. It can be sensed. If I can sense that you're good on whether this date goes well or not, you seem like you're in a perfectly good place and you're here, you're present, you're just opening up the container to it working or not working. But you seem like you don't care if it works or doesn't work, but you're here to share yourself with me. It's like, damn, that's attractive. And I felt that when I met her on our first date. I was like, damn, this chick is confident. And like, I was like, okay, observing this, like seeing where am I at in this? And I'm like, okay, past Jake would be really intimidated and super nervous by this, but I was calm and like really attracted to that. And so that was an interesting evolution. But she wasn't cocky. She wasn't like, I'm a goddess, you're gonna love me.
I'm just not seeking.
Yeah,
I'm not like here to pull from you.
Totally.
You know,
but you were there for it. Like I could tell that she was genuinely curious and present. Just like, I'm here. Let's get to know each other. Nothing more than that.
You guys meet on an app?
Yes, we did. Okay, so we're gonna back up just a tiny bit. So going through these dating apps and leveling up in my authenticity, switching it all to be like, oh, I'm actually drawing that person to me. I'm not going to go out and find and look and seek. That person is going to roll right up to me, and I could feel it in my meditations. I could feel that it's time to sit back and do the work that would be required for when I receive. For when. Mm-hmm, because it was like, that person's on the way. Mm-hmm. So your only job is to elevate yourself, step into your highest self, and to remove obstacles from their path so that they can get to you, so they can cruise right up to you. Mm-hmm. And I was dating somebody like casually that lived in another state that I was like, good, you can't be my boyfriend? Great. Great. You're not here? Great. So that was like kind of fun, but I knew that was not the guy. So I knew I needed to end that. And then there was someone else that the universe was like, here you go. And I like look at my list and I was like, check. I was like, maybe this is the guy. And we hung out a couple of times and it was good. Like the checking of the boxes, but that's not the only thing. There still was missing connection, or a little bit missing. And so like, this is where I know that the universe tests you, because I could have been like, oh, he's here. I'm going to attach to this situation and to this person. And I'm going to work this until it works. Because that's what we would normally do. I'm going to make it work. And I stayed like really grounded and was like, still don't need to like revert back to like, okay, this is, now I can relax and be like, woo, they're here. And it didn't really ever like really turn into something. And I didn't push it either. I was like, I'm not going to be in a like, you need to like me kind of way. I was like, kind of like Jake said, I'm good either way. And as I got closer, I got more clear with my communication too with people. I would go on the one date or whatever, and I would say, this isn't in alignment for me, which means it's not in alignment for you. So I'm going to step out of the way so that that woman can find you. And that went over great. Even a couple of guys
what do you
asked
say to that? You're like, yeah, okay.
A couple of guys asked to like, could I have some feedback maybe about like why it didn't? And I was like, I don't really want to get into that. I actually just want to end this conversation. I don't want to therapize anybody. I have therapized enough men.
You didn't show them your list and be like, you only checked off 40 of my 50 boxes.
And I hate to say like I have a list and you need to meet it. It's really not like, but it can feel or sound that way. Like it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's just clarity for me.
For sure.
And so I was holding my standards very high in a very small window too, because I was like, if you don't meet the criteria, then you do not get in my feed. And the dating apps are like, you've looked at everybody. You're sure you don't want to change your filters? And it was literally like, do you want to downgrade what you want? And I was like, no, I'll wait. So Jake pops in there one day and I look at him. I'm like, and I was like, beep, 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 like cute curls.
Who's this curly-haired gentleman?
Cute curls, you know, and then I was like, what do I say? He had his bags on there that he had designed, and I was like, that's cool, which I had already gone and found them on the internet and like, well, actually, I think I asked for the brand I don't know.
Yeah, that was your first comment.
It's not that hard to find people on the internet to go and like snoop through all their shit.
It's funny because I don't know that men do that regularly, but every woman is Facebook stalking every guy.
Yeah.
Just guarantee it.
You should look at their LinkedIn. You should look at their social media if you can.
Is he a creeper? I don't know.
Well, just to get a better feel of what's going on. Also to get better pictures. Men. Oh. You post the worst photos on the dating sites ever. Ever. The worst. You're like 150 feet away with goggles and a helmet on the mountain. Oh, that's great. I can see that you ski, but I can't see what you look like in every single... Oh, a blurry photo. Okay, wonderful. Oh, a silhouette photo. The worst. Men, you post the worst pictures. True. Please ask a woman for help. Anyway, so anyway,
you found me and
I found Jake and we chatted a lot. And he his Hinge, we met on Hinge. I think Bumble and Hinge are 6s. A lot of people that are on Hinge are also on Bumble. But I met Jake on Hinge, and his Hinge was about to lapse, I guess.
Yeah, that week I felt complete with Utah and trying to date here, and I was going to move back to Bali.
That way many times.
Yeah. So I had already committed to moving out of the place I was at in Park City, going to live with some friends for the ski season, and then going back to Bali. So part of that plan was the dating apps and Hinge. My Hinge account was going to lapse that Friday, and she reached out to me on like a Tuesday or something like that. She sent me a rose, which I guess is a feature to get noticed more.
You pay extra money, which I do not do.
I was like, ooh, she sent me a rose. She must be really interested.
I sent you a gif of a rose.
But yeah, that was a good opening question. You commented me on my curls, and then you asked about the bag, and the bag was a good segue for me to talk about the thing that I'm most confident in. And it's an interesting story, like the whole social enterprise. And so like you can see my values through that business. So she asked the right question.
Well, then I could go snoop through all of Ethnotech's really Instagram. Like? And there are so many videos of like Jake talking that I was like, oh, this guy, he's so cute. Look at him. And it turned out that Jake had COVID during this. So I was like, well, let's meet. Actually. And he's like, I have COVID. And I was like, oh, well, let's do a vibe check. Let's do a FaceTime vibe check. And we were like, yeah, we should FaceTime. Apparently that's what people in their 20s and 30s do. And I was like,
it's a great idea.
I heard that younger people
save so much time and money.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
It was,
an awkwardness.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, we should have been doing this 2 years ago.
I know. To be like, do you really look like this?
Yeah.
Oh, the filters. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, then, women, stop with the filters.
But we texted back and forth every day up until the vibe check, which was like 3 or 4 days. But we talked a lot, and then we did the video call, and
we talked for like an hour.
Yeah, we talked for a while, and then
which was really great.
Yeah, you mentioned your list, and I was like trying to like prod at.
Well, we all had our questions.
What's on?
We had big questions. We were like, "What's your relationship to God or spirituality?"
Yeah,
like big questions. Because I was like, if you're not into some form of spirituality without being straight up religious, because I don't want that either.
Yeah,
I need to know. Otherwise, I'm not interested in the date, because I'm going to be with some feathers. And
yeah, you showed me your fan, and you're like, "This is all the sage."
And he was like, "Wow."
Yeah. Like that's what I was looking for. You know, I was looking for someone with like a spiritual aspect to their life, and like I loved the questions she asked because she was getting deep right away, like no wasting the time. I'm like, yeah, I like this chick. She's cool. And just I could tell the type of person she was based on the questions she was asking. So she was already answering the questions that I would have had about her. And so us getting right into the spiritual stuff, the like fringe energetic work, woo-woo stuff. I don't know exactly what we all talked about, but at the end of it
was good.
Yeah, I was like, I feel good about this. How about you? You're like, you said, yeah, you're awesome. Let's go on a date. So we did, I think that weekend on Saturday or something.
Yeah, we were trying to figure this out yesterday. But a few days later, and I loved it so much because I bring the fun. So I plan where we go to dinner, and I plan the activity, and I plan and on and on. And I'm so over that era of my life, being the person who arranges all the things because no one else can like pay attention for more than 10 minutes. You know, I will be in charge if no one else will be in charge. Like that's the Leo, I guess. I'm not super into all of that, but I do definitely heavily resonate with Leo characteristics. And I will be in charge if no one else will be in charge, or I can go either way. But this era of my life, I prefer to not be, because I've worked really hard already. Tired. This girl's tired. And so Jake rolled out a whole plan. He sent me a text message that was this long that said, okay. And I was like, oh, I think there's a comet. There's a comet that's going to be cruising through the sky on Friday or Saturday or whatever day we went. Saturday, I think we decided it was Saturday.
Yeah.
This is irrelevant.
Doesn't matter.
So anyway,
Moving
I'm
on.
like, there's a comet. And I sent him like a link to some information. And then he gets back to me like, now I appreciate this even more because Jake is not a responder a lot of the time, unless you catch him like in a wave and then you get a bunch of rapid fire texts.
Yep.
So now knowing I feel even more special that I would get these responses. But anyway, he sent me this text that says, okay, the comet is going to be peaking at around 7 p.m. So that means that I am going to pick you up at 5 p.m. and that we are going to go to dinner at this sushi place. And I've already made a reservation. And then we're going to leave that dinner at X amount of time. And then we're going to drive up the canyon and go to East Canyon, where we're going to sit on the edge of the lake and watch the comet. And I'm going to make us tea because I'm going to bring my campfire stove or little camp stove. And then I'm going to bring you back to your house and I'm going to give you a smooch and then I'm going to head back to Park City.
So cute.
Full game plan laid out.
I gave you a smooch.
I also gave her an assignment. I tasked her with bringing the desserts for the tea that we were going to make.
Yeah. So which is good. I like that you told me to do something.
'Cause I knew you're going to want to contribute some way. So here's how I would.
Yes.
that.
And I didn't even have to say, what can I bring?
Yeah.
I was like, great. So we did that. We couldn't go to sushi because it was full. And we left the dinner and then we were driving up to East Canyon without even realizing it. The comet was going back behind us. You know, so we got to...
We did not go to the right spot.
It was more about the timing. We were driving in the wrong direction at the wrong time. Didn't matter. We were like heavy in conversation.
Yeah.
Now, because we had already been through this dinner and then we went up to East Canyon and as promised, Jake made tea on the beach and we're getting to know each other. And I brought my ukulele and I sang some songs and it was freezing though. My fingers were like, but yeah, we talked about some of our weird spiritual experiences, like Jake's 4-hour energy healing session with this guy. That's another day.
Podcast.
That's for another day.
And
then my ayahuasca experience, which is also for another day. And just getting to hear each other's because those are always tied to like some deep feelings that are very personal. Both of those experiences and your relationship with your parents is inevitably going to come up, or your relationship of your self-worth, or whatever grandmother showed you that reminded you you're a beautiful baby in the world and everyone loves you, you know, whatever it is. And so we really connected there, like authentically. That's when like some of the guard came down and we're like, oh, this person. Okay.
Yeah. At the lake when she was sharing all those deeper stories, because at first when we went on our date, I didn't know because she had all the physical attributes of the person I was calling in. I was like, maybe this is her. But at first I wasn't quite sure because her guard was still up, mine was still up. But I could tell that neither of us really cared about the outcome. We're like, hey, I'm here to meet you. Let's see where this goes. But
well, I think that's such an important thing about dating too, right? Is like patience.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
100%.
especially when you've been through enough dates where it's easy getting patient.
Yep.
And be like, I need to know right away. But the reality is nobody knows right away.
Exactly.
You know? And so you go into it, that experience of like a first date should be about, do I want to have a second?
Yep. Yeah.
Is this
Exactly.
person going to be someone to spend the rest, like, do I have a sec? Am I going to have a second? And that's the only question.
Yeah, just create space for that and let what happens happen naturally.
Yeah, well, you can even become more like there's a sweet spot in the middle of hurry, let's seal a deal on something, I don't know. And then I'm so jaded with all of this that I know that this isn't going to go anywhere. So you have to be present with like that it can go either way and to be in curiosity about it.
High intention, low attachment.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was just excited for the night. I was stoked on the food. I'm going out in nature and like looking at a comet, doing stuff that I would normally do, kind of half camping. Like I was just excited about that. And I get to, at the very least, kiss a pretty lady on my way out, and maybe we never see each other again. Whatever. Great night. Yeah. Sounds like a fun night. So, but I'm here for it. But as we got deeper and deeper, like I could tell, like we wouldn't shut up. Like we were just talking about, okay, so that's your experience. Check this out. And then we just time flew by, and we just, that's when I knew. I was like, this is her. This is definitely her. And I got like chills. I was like, so exciting. Play this right, dude. Now I started caring about the outcome. I was like, okay, all right. Yeah.
Now I'm nervous
just stick to the plan. You made the plan. She likes that you made the plan. She loves your plan. Just stick to the plan. That's all you have to do tonight.
Yeah, and so all things went according to plan. It was great. And I left my wallet in his car on accident. So he had to come back on Monday to bring me back my wallet. And we immediately started kissing. And then he invited me to his house for that following weekend, for the whole weekend. And I was like, okay, bye. I'm going to bring Stevie. I'm like, that's very forward of you. We've known each other for 1 week and you'll like stay at my house the whole weekend. And he was like, but a part of his thing was like, it's like, I'm moving in like 2 weeks. So I want you to see my apartment.
It's my last opportunity. Like, I know it's probably important for women to see how a man lives. And it's like, this is going away. So now you get to judge me based on everything in my house. Come see it.
Then he was moving in with roommates. So
I don't want that to be your first impression of me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I was like, also, I felt so solid about it that I didn't actually care. I was like, yeah, I would love to stay at your house all weekend. So I went up there and I brought a bunch of instruments and I brought my dog and I brought Hoppe.
That was my first time she served me Hoppe. I'm like, ooh, is this a witchy woman? What's this, like tobacco snuff? And she's like played the rain drum over me. Like, I love my life.
Yeah. And we had an awesome weekend of just talking and Jake like cooking. Jake is such acts of service person. Like even now he cooks 90% of the time.
I'm not a great cook. I just enjoy doing it. It's part of one of my love languages.
In my marriage, I cooked all the food all the time. It was my sole responsibility to fill the whole house with food and to cook the food and to clean it up every day. So to have this man just taking care of me is such a different thing. And he's so attentive. And I have been mostly ignored in my relationships. I see now how that is. I created a beautiful stage for that to play out on over and over by the way I was parented, being like very free range child. And that it was like, oh no, I don't, it's okay. You're busy,? And so now to have this attention that's not too in your face, to just be cared for, is so different. And I think that this, it was shown to me like right away that this is what Jake is about. And I'm sure some of it was actually, it's now a year and a half later. It wasn't a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't a show. That's what Jake does. Jake takes care of his person. And he's not overbearing with it. He's not a helicopter partner. So when I left Sunday, I was like, I'm basically in love with you. I sent him that text and he was like, me too. Basically.
Yeah.
He was like, you're already very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just started saying I love you immediately.
Yeah.
A week later. And it was kind of interesting a couple days later when we saw each other in person and we were like, I love you.
Yeah. Remember we said I love you already? We're doing this, right? Yeah.
Are
Chad
we
and I were the opposite. We're like, I really like you so much.
Yeah.
It's not.
I like really like you. I like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's how you.
I'm of the opinion now, after all the things, that the world, we know this, the world needs more love.
Yeah.
The world needs more love.
For sure.
Also, it is an unlimited resource.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're running around like acting like it's a scarcity object that we need to keep our stash of, and we need to
Don't show it too soon.
don't show it too soon and only give you pieces when we're ready, but we want to get yours. And it's like this weird thing. And I'm like, none of that is actually even happening. It's just a weird game that we all think is happening. That's not happening. It's free. There's shitloads of it. So much. Unlimited.
Well, that was one thing we talked about early on too, is all the fake rules in life that with culture, with society, expectations, things we make up, our own narratives, all of it.
Like you shouldn't say I love you. That's too
right.
soon.
Like that's a fake rule.
Yeah.
Like,
Or that
It's a
men
fake
shouldn't
rule.
say I love you to each other, like your friends. And
Right.
you can just see like how guarded we are with using those three words, which is wild. We should be saying it all the time. All the time. Like we need to make it so casual that completely disappears. Like from all of our ideas and our belief systems. We need to be saying I love you so freely. Why would we hold that back? Why would we hold our love from somebody? That's actually pretty mean.
Well, and also like committing to a relationship. Like why deprive yourself of something that you feel so wholeheartedly? Rush right in. Get that.
Yeah.
If you're going to get heartbroken, go get heartbroken. That's part of life. It's a beautiful part of life, actually. You learn a lot about yourself. So just go for it. And so like that was like our theme. It's like fake rules.
Fake rules.
But we were just like,
I
let's
say fake rules a
go.
lot.
Like I found you, you found me.
Let's go.
But I
Let's
didn't
go.
feel scared.
Yeah.
With other people, I would maybe have felt scared. But this,
Yeah,
I knew.
same. I was guarded
I
usually.
knew right away. Like,
same.
this is the guy. I have felt safe from day one. I have felt connected from day one. I have felt zero lack of well, I want to start that sentence over. I want to say, like, I just knew that this was the thing, so I did not need to worry about it. And I didn't need to hold back my love, and I didn't need to wait until the rest of the world felt it was time. And some people thought it was too soon. Not really in my friend group. Some of his friends felt a little differently, but none of my friends felt that way. They were like, great.
Because I know how much you two. I think the really important distinction of what you guys are sharing is there are times when you don't know yourself, right? You're young and you do rush in and you do get those really valuable lessons. And then I think there's a whole different story of like, you're both in your 40s. You both have gone through a marriage. You both have done this work to really know yourself. And when you know yourself, like I knew I was searching my whole life for this love that I knew was out there and I knew I didn't have it. And I knew as soon as I met Chad, like, this is it. Like I finally fucking found this.
Yeah.
Like, why
So
would I
great.
wait?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
why would I wait?
When you know.
have looked my
Yeah.
whole life for this. Like, but
Yeah.
it's very different than like, oh, I'm 20 and I'm going to marry this person, or, you know, which is fine. They all have lessons.
Yeah.
But I just think for so many people who have, you've put the work in, you know yourself, you know that you're not going to self-sacrifice. You know, you're going to like stay true to yourself. And then, you know, instantly that resonance, like you guys are on the same, you both have had such mirrors, right?
Yeah.
Like you both have these lists, you both have this
Yeah.
relationships, you both have these ways of getting here that you like knew you weren't going to settle. You have the no attachment. I just think that's like a testament to both of your work.
And immediately good clear communication was like the foundation from day one. And so every time we were just going so all in on everything, we would talk about that, like, well, we're doing all this now, right? Yep, still good.
Tell
good.
us about your first fight. Yeah, I want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, what was our first fight? Oh, the plant. Was it the plant experience?
It doesn't even count as a fight.
Yeah, that wasn't really a fight.
No, your first real fight where you were like, oh, have you had any? Or
yeah, that was probably a couple
recently.
months ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I don't want to share too many details about it because I don't want.
It involves other people.
Yeah, I don't want them to feel bad. Like But what can we say? It came down to that Jake didn't feel considered. What would you like to say?
Yeah, considered, consulted, invited. Well, I felt like there was the assumption that Jake's always game for everything. So like it's an automatic yes. So she would just commit me to social arrangements, to, you know, having people over at the house, to doing things.
Did that to him today.
Like 90.
Jake is game 98% of the time.
Yeah, like almost 100% of the time. I'm like,
but you still want to be
hell yeah,
asked.
babe, let's do this. Like, I'm so happy for everything until I'm not. It was just, something that was quietly eroding at me that I wasn't really fully aware of until it just bubbled up one night. And I just had to tell her. And I told her, I let it out in a way that is very unlike me, like present day Jake. It was very much like young, older, or years ago Jake, where I would withdraw, and somehow it would just erupt out of me rather than just communicate it in the moment when it's happening. So I just let it sit in there and fester, and then it just came out on her, and I just wanted to feel considered. I want to be asked, hey, do you want to go do this thing? Just ask me. Like, if it involves me, ask me. And it really got to me more than I thought it would. But it came out, and then it was something in my body. It was just kind of like a fire hose moment, like where it created an opening for anything else that was in there to come out in one moment. And yeah, I wasn't proud of that. I do think that I'm pretty well integrated these days, but that was a good example, a mirror moment that not fully, still human and still sensitive. And I have wants and needs, and if I really value this relationship, I need to communicate those needs. And when things are happening in the moment, it's my responsibility to say something about it. And every moment we're just giving our partner a roadmap of how to love us. And so I can do better in that department. And so that was our first fight, is just, I had a bunch of stuff and then bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how it felt to you?
It was, it was strange. It was strange. It didn't feel like Jake at all. And it was a lot, and, interesting to me, but it was hard for me because I felt my body close up. Like old me came back too and shut off in some ways. And I could feel dissociation come in like right away of like, oh, disengage. So it was kind of interesting, which we talked about a few days later, that I'm like, I feel disembodied from that experience. And it's something that I'm going to have to work on returning back to, because when you're doing good, you feel a little invincible. And then something small can be like, and you're like, why am I knocked so far? I thought I was more grounded than this. So,
well, I think it's like you said, still human. And that can be the challenge when something's really good.
Yeah.
Is being like, especially, you know, you may just legitimately have a lot of yeses in your body over and over and over again. And but you know, we are still human, and there are going to be no's. Like our no's are part of it. And when things are so good, sometimes there's this real hesitancy to like, I don't want to break this. I don't want to break the fairy tale.
Precious
so we
thing.
hold the little bits in.
The fairy tale.
We hold the little bits in.
Yep.
But that is an act of self-abandonment, right? It's like when we don't speak up for ourselves.
100%.
Sooner or later, it all does come out.
Yeah,
I think that part of it too is what you guys are probably experiencing as well. When you jump in like so quickly and you're like, whatever it is, we'll make it through. Except for you really don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You really don't know what that is.
We don't know that it'll be easy. It won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
we're saying yes to.
you kind of get situations that come up that if you would have went slower, you would have learned that about that person already. But we're learning it in such a fully committed scenario that some of it is like, oh, I actually don't know this about that person. And I need to make space for that to still be happening, because some of my reactions might be like, oh yeah, Jake's cool with that, but I actually don't know his preferences about this particular type of situation, which is kind of what had happened is like, oh, well, this specific situation, I have these preferences. And I'm like, well, I would not know that. So of course I said yes, you know, and we're finding it's interesting to be so in it, and then learning these newbie things that you're like, oh, if I had gone slower, I would maybe know this. But there's an unfolding for years with people.
Well, yeah, and neither of you like had a healthy relationship, a safe relationship, like you said, like. Your marriage wasn't really a safe relationship for you to bring all those parts of. Like your relationship, you didn't get to like, you did all that work individually. And then so you do as much work as you can individually. And then the real work comes when you actually find that safe partner. And then it's like, oh, there's all these parts of me that have never felt safe to come out.
Yeah.
They're going to start coming out because now there's safety.
Yeah.
And that's really confusing to people. It's confusing to me. Sometimes I'm like, I didn't know that part was there. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like we're dealing with it together. I just met her too. Like
in a way, it was kind of a relief, and but we knew pretty immediately, honeymoon period is over.
It was kind of like the door closed on that. Which is
but also it's like, great, finally. Also, right? It's like, okay, now it's getting real.
Yeah.
This is good. This is a new depth of the relationship. But also I was like, man, I really fucked that up. Dang, I should. Okay.
That was
but grace, you have to give yourself grace around that too. And you can't over analyze. I'm saying this about me. Like I gave myself grace, and I was trying to not apply all these tactics and philosophies of coaching and the books that I've read of like nitpicking all the little things about like, why did I do that?
Well, and some of it came back to his ex-wife. I was like, you're having a reaction to not even this scenario.
Yeah.
And I love that she knows that and sees that and is able to say that.
This isn't me stuff.
100%.
The reason that you withheld is because you assumed that I would get overly emotional about it, which isn't my shit.
Yeah, that's not fair to do. But also
it's also not fair to judge yourself for it.
Totally. Yeah. And then
I think that's
also this was like a 3 on a scale of fights. Like it was not very bad.
Well, also like I just was okay with it when I looked at, okay, what are the circumstances that led to this? I'm not going to pick apart what's going on in Jake's world. It's like usually when you start getting her upset, a lot of the basic rules are like, are you tired? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? So it's like, what are the basic survival things in this scenario? I was like, okay, we just got back from India. We're jet lagged. We got super sick when we were there, so we're recovering from that. We're also going to be buying a house, and this was all happening at the same time. So we were sick and tired and exhausted and jet lagged.
Well, the house stuff didn't happen till after.
Yeah,
But it was a lot.
But it was in the air, like, because we were touring houses before the trip, and now we're talking about it potentially being back on. So for me, it was definitely a compounding effect of circumstances unrelated to the actual thing we were fighting over. So I was like, okay, that's fair. You know, I probably should have slept on that one.
I don't know.
I was really tired.
There's other stuff too, but I think also in this relationship and why it has felt so different, and how I can finally understand what people are talking about when they're like king and queen codes and I'm a divine masculine, divine, when you're like, what the hell does that even mean? These are just weird spiritual buzzwords, you know? But this is actually the first relationship in which I feel that exchange, because he puts me on a pedestal and takes care of me. And so then I do the same. So we're each in this like upper reciprocal exchange with each other. And when you get knocked off of that like pedestal for a second, you're like, oh, I'm a regular ass human. And I don't know what happened there. We like it better when we're up here.
Yeah.
We like it better when we're up here. And this has been the first relationship that I've really like experienced that kind of masculine and feminine energy exchange, because it's been very disbalanced for me in my relationships and as a person, like doing that a lot. And I can get into my masculine energy a lot because I just kind of like have to handle everything. And I was single for a while, and those men were not caretakers. So Adrienne can do it all on her own. She can carry heavy shit. She can build things with saws and wood. She has more tools than Jake does. You know, like I can do it all by myself. I don't want to. And so I really enjoyed getting to be a feminine flow and getting to feel this balance. And so when things get knocked off, it feels like very, very off kilter. And we have to get back there. And we had this other little like snafu like a week or two ago, or maybe a month ago. And this is just a good example for, I think, other people, because Jake does contract work. His contract ended in December. So right now, Jake is in conserve money mode. I don't have an actual job. So we're gonna just chill on money. We're gonna go to less dinners.
You're buying a new house.
Yeah, we're buying a new house. So we're fine
timing.
with this because we know it's ebb and flow. Like
sure.
sometimes there's more money. Sometimes you'll have more money. Sometimes I'll have more money. So it's fine to like be in that ebb and flow. But it's interesting how it shifts the masculine and feminine energy, which I didn't know anything about this stuff. I can't say I'm an expert in this, but so Jake, we like to sleep in on like Saturdays, but Jake needs more sleep than I do generally. So he came downstairs late, like 11:30, and I was like, "Oh, babe, welcome to Saturday." And I had just talked to our friend on the phone, and they were like, "Where's Jake at? What's he doing?" And I was like, "He's sleeping." And they were like, "What? It's blah, blah o'clock." And I was like, "He likes to sleep in." So anyway, when Jake came down, I was like, "Welcome to Saturday, boo," you know, and he didn't like that. He came up to me a few minutes later and was like, "I didn't like how you said that to me and how you tried to make me feel guilty about sleeping in." And I was like,
we have the same fight. We're like,
didn't make you feel anything.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I didn't make you feel anything. That, I'm like, this is your shit. This is about you feeling guilty for yourself that you didn't get up and go and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's a whole internal circle that I am not involved in. I am not going to take responsibility for that. I'm like, you have to look at the culture of our house. I need you to stop before you come at me with these types of sentences and look at the culture of our house. Does Adrienne care that I sleep in? No. Is rest valuable in our house? Yes. If you need more sleep, you get it. I want you to have that. Does Adrienne like nag you about not getting enough stuff done? Never. I'm like, so the reactions you're having at me aren't for me. Those are about you, and that's internal. And that's your relationship with guilt and sleep. Doesn't have anything to do with me, so I will not accept responsibility for that. And he was like, I feel like you're getting defensive. I'm like, I am, because it doesn't have anything to do with me, and I'm not going to let you say that it does.
Jake's ego was like, good points. I don't want it.
He's like, also, I'm sorry for coming at you like that.
I relate.
Yeah.
Well, but then I was like, also, I think you need to look at this in a bigger scale. I'm like, what's really happening is the energy in the house has been shifting for a while, where you were this masculine man taking care of me, providing more, getting to take me to dinner and paying for more things and blah, blah, blah. And now we split everything and you can't do that. And so it's shifting, and my masculine energy is returning back to a higher level, because I need to right now to run more things. And which you've had to almost give to me or whatever, that's the natural shift. And you don't like that because you want to provide. So you're feeling a little bit insecure about that. And there's a whole shift happening here. And this has to go with, I should get up and work hard so that I can provide, but I can't right now. And she doesn't like that. And I'm like, so it's way bigger than this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So give yourself some grace. You will make more money later and sleep in, okay? The period of not having a job is so temporary. Enjoy it. Go snowboarding. There might be some days that I'm like, what are you doing, babe? You just snowboarded all day? That's cool.
I thought you said enjoy it.
I know. And then the second that they do, you're like, you're just going to enjoy it? You're just going to be on the mountain all day? Which is so funny.
relatable.
So funny. Well, because I can feel both happening for me. I'm like, you don't have to do that. And then they don't. And you're like, you're really not going to do that?
I literally did that to Chad last night. I was like, let's just go home and go to sleep. And I'm like, you're just going to go home and go to sleep? It's our date night. So you said that, ask if you're tired or hungry. It was like, yes. Oh, and I was dehydrated. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, this kind of goes back to the conversation we had before about patriarchy, right? And just the roles that we have. Even when we're aligned to those roles, even when we enjoy them, we're still human.
Mm-hmm.
And when those roles become, nobody can play a role all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, for me, I was single for a decade. And so I went through so many of those relationships, those honeymoon phases.
Mm-hmm.
And it became really important to me to have a partnership that, like, yes, it's got to be good. Because I've had ones that weren't good, or ones that weren't good at all. And that's kind of important. And that's why we start there.
Kind of.
That's why we start there. We start there when everything's good. But also, we need space to be human.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get, no matter how well things go, we're going to have difficulties. We're going to have stress. We're going to have health problems. We're going to get old and die.
Mm-hmm.
And how we get to be loved, even when we're not playing those roles, became such an important thing for me, which is a big part of why I was much more hesitant than the three of you, apparently, but only because
Jake was more hesitant than I was.
I was definitely more hesitant.
I'd been there so many times, I had been there so many times where it was like, you love me when I'm fulfilling this role, but I kind of, like we were talking about last night, like I was asleep, and then all of a sudden she was waking me up, and she wakes me up, and she's like, "It's
With the sound bath.
She's like, it's over,
Oh, nice.
and I could still hear the bowl, and I was like, "Why did you wake me up?" the sound bath is clearly not over. Apparently, like there's been an announcement.
Just all to sit up.
Yeah, there's been an
I can hear him
announcement. So,
sleeping.
I mean, listen.
Oh yeah, the bowl. Well, because
We can all grow up, but everybody's cranky, right, when they wake up.
yes,
Okay.
I used to get so mad when I was in my 20s. I would be like, I had 10 more minutes and you woke me up. Now I'm like 10 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's and I love that. I really love that you asked that question because it is so important. It's so important that we share the message of having like beautiful, magical relationships. And also, but if we're addicted to the magic, we're addicted to the honeymoon phase. Then real partnerships do have that honeymoon phase, and it's like for me anyway. It's just so important to just not feel like I have to be a certain way all the time, and that I can stumble, I can have down days, and I will, and that stability of that relationship,
Yeah.
and it makes it more so the choice, the choice of saying I'm stepping into this role of this masculine archetype out of choice, not because I have to or you'll leave. Is such a a big thing that I know people, men especially, are going through.
Huge. Yeah. I mean, what she gave to me in that moment, just that full knowledge download straight into me. Like, she knows me so well, and she's just a direct person. And so for her to be able to say, that's pretty much verbatim what she told me. I was still in my boxers just trying to have coffee, and I'm just like, ugh. And she's like, do you think it's probably this scenario? And because you're, without work, and this is a new experience for you, and there's all these things happening. And well, she hit me first with like, this is not mine. This is you. And so like, you need to take ownership of that immediately. But also, and then she came at me with some grace. She held space for me to just evaluate. She didn't say it's this, and this. She's like, do you think that it could be these things that are happening in your life? And I just like, yeah, you're right. It totally is. And I didn't know. It just that thing broke me. It was like the guilt and shame I had for sleeping in because I needed sleep.
Which goes back to your daddy issues.
Yeah, totally.
It always goes back to mom and daddy.
100%. So it's just like, touch that core when it was like, how's that feel? I'm like, you didn't know about that.
I love the way you put that too. Honesty and grace together, know, and so many times it's one or the other. The honesty without the grace is just constant criticism, constant fighting, bickering. The grace without the honesty is just self-abandonment. Like, oh, it's okay that you told me that you made plans with me and blew them off for the 17th time. Without those two together, like those two together though, are what create and give you guys the chance to have repair. And it's really when you have repair that you're like, okay.
Exactly. And I had never had that
comes into
before.
A relationship.
Like, it made me love her so much more because that was such a strong moment to be.
I probably could have been a little softer, to be honest.
It's what I needed because you gave me a soft exit. It's like, because I just like, came in hot, and then she's like, but
sometimes I need to be
she slapped
softer.
your face and then she pinched your cheeks and gave him a little kiss.
Exactly. And she's like, get back out there, go sleep, go back to bed, go snowboarding, whatever you want to do, enjoy it.
Well, and also what I said too, that was, I, if you want, I cannot make little jokes about, oh, welcome to Saturday. I'm like, but one of my absolute favorite things about this relationship is how light it is. It's so lighthearted. It's so fun. We can just we can laugh almost anything off. We don't get stressed out about, traffic and blah, blah, blah. And you can always call someone out just a little bit like, hey, you think you're maybe making us super late right now with what you're doing? And they're like, yeah, probably. So you can be light. And I'm like, one of my absolute favorite things about this relationship is the lightness. And if I have to start filtering myself and I have to not say my jokes, I'm like, but there's also this, people do on accident like sarcasm jabs, which he was thinking that's what I was doing. And I'm like, but I wasn't, but they look the same. They can look the same, but you, again, look at the culture of our relationship. Like, is that a thing Adrienne would do? No. And I'm like, I need to be light. I love that we're so silly and I love that we can do that. So please don't ask me to tiptoe around your daddy shit.
Yep.
Because that's what I would be doing. You'd be like, hey, I have a thing about this. And we always have to be like, and you have to be careful about it. And you have to walk around it for me. Sometimes we can ask for special care when we have trauma. And like, because I've told Jake before, like, hey, if you work with women one-on-one, I need special care for that. Like, I may not be as chill as I would have been 10 years ago. So I need to feel like super safe about that. But otherwise,
but being sensitive and caring and avoidant are so different.
Yes. Don't make me walk around your shit.
That avoidant thing is so much of what people think of that sensitivity is, you know, and I think
don't make me deal with that. It's an actual issue, like way far back.
Yeah.
You have to just tiptoe around it instead. I'm like, I actually don't have to tiptoe around it.
Exactly.
So
So I was like, no,
it's not going to do either of us
don't
any
do
good.
it. Yeah, exactly. Like let's just keep the culture of what we're of
Let's say
what we have
it's safe
going.
to be triggered.
It's so funny because yes, absolutely,
100% safe to be triggered.
Because
It's
that's
like,
the thing
okay
is
to
that
be triggered.
We've turned triggered into this.
Trigger. We turned trigger into a trigger.
Triggers
Now a
This
trigger.
like Twitter insult or some
I
shit.
know. I'm sick
The
of
reality
hearing
is that like it's like we have them.
Triggers are treasures.
Yeah.
What we learn is that we
nice.
have them. We have them, and our judgment of them and our inability to give them grace is what we're ashamed of them. You know, and I've been in that where it's like I'm feeling mildly bad that I woke up late, but I'm feeling deep shame that I was cranky with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's where like my trigger or my reaction is like deep shame in that, and that's what keeps it stuck. And you kind of need to be able to to make it a thing and call it out.
In safe
100%.
spaces too. That's what retreats do. That's what workshops do. That's what, and that we pay money to go be triggered. We pay money. And so that's the thing. When you get there, don't be in a safe space.
Very
that's the whole point. So when you go there, don't be like, oh, that's triggering for me. I don't want to go there. You're like, yes, you do. That's why you came
in a safe
here.
relationship.
You came here to be triggered. So you just need to realize that. Yes, but yeah, in a safe space. Like I'm going to come to a safe space to pull this out and deal with it just a little bit, just enough to be like, okay, back in the box.
That takes a lot of trust in your partner to be able to do that. Say, here's my wounding. It's in your hands now. You have all the tools you need to destroy me.
I don't want to be in charge of your wounding.
Well,
yes.
it takes time too. And, you know, like part of the end of the honeymoon phase is I finally feel safe enough with you for parts of me that are more sensitive, that are less polished to come out and be like and be seen.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And so it isn't, and it's nice. It's nice when it's. I mean, look, we all love like fairy tale stories, right? But like, imagine how bored you would be if you watched fairy tale stories constantly. Well, this has been so much fun. And we just have one question I'd like to ask everybody. And finally 3 episodes in, I can ask both of you. But what is one piece of advice that you would leave our audience with to give them hope and love?
You go whenever you're ready. I'm still thinking about that.
To give them
that's
hope
a good
and
one.
love. Authenticity is the absolute key to everything. Everything. Every relationship, every job. It's the key to safety. I've never felt so authentic in my whole life. I'm still learning what that means for me. And whatever pathway you choose to become more of yourself unabashedly is correct. Even the things that you go to, you're like, that's not for me. You just learned what's not for you. Amazing. Amazing. And I've never felt so authentic. And it's been the most pleasurable, loving experience I've ever had by getting that deep into myself. And I'm like constantly shocked about how much of it comes out, like how weird I've really gotten because I can just be it in front of Jake. It like gets weirder and weirder every day to the point where we're just laughing in our house constantly. And I'm going to attribute all of that to authenticity and like whatever way you make that more potent, like keep distilling it down. Mm-hmm. Don't dilute it.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
That's so good. I mean, what I would say is very similar, but I would just say that love is fun. Also that really trust. I mean, we're living proof of it, but trust that your person is out there looking for you. Mm-hmm. If you haven't found them yet, it's going to happen. Just work on yourself and create the space. Like Adrienne said, make your list, remove the obstacles so that they can approach you more easily. And that when you know, and love is fun. If you're not having fun, it's probably not your person. And you should be able to let all of your weird out, not just like little spurts of it. Just take the cap off and throw it away. That's how you know. And so play and lightness has been the foundation of our relationship, and it's so fun. It's so great. And so I just hope that for other people, and I think that you guys have that. A lot of our friends, you can see it in their relationship, how much fun they're having and how playful it is, because it's our inner children are always present. And
if it's not fun enough, get some clown noses.
Yeah. There are things you can do to encourage the fun. Yeah, costumery. Now we have a whole closet for costumery.
I do that. I got costumes for days.
She's bringing all sorts of things out of me that I didn't know I wanted, and it's great. And it's mostly in the playful department. So
yeah, Jake has been to drip a few times, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a thing I needed."
Totally. Yeah, I judged it so hard from the outside. I'm like, this is not for me. This is XYZ. This is a slutty thing and blah blah blah. I don't know.
Yes.
And then I did it, and I was like,
things.
oh, everyone needs to be doing this. This is like real good shadow work, and we need to move our bodies in these ways. We need to stop being so serious and judgy of ourselves and others. Like so much came through by just getting dressed up and
fun,
moving and having fun. Mm-hmm. It's wild how much
I love fun.
Yeah, fun is fun.
Yeah.
Love is fun.
Yeah. Well, I had so much fun today with this.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, us too. Thanks.
Drip for men. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be getting some of that going by the time this episode drops. It's funny too. One thing that just came up to me is somehow we talked that whole time when you guys are talking about like clear the blocks out of the way, and that means like let go of the fucking situationships.
Yeah.
You do need to do that. That's one of 100%. The blocks.
It's a big block.
100%. It's a big block.
But I got situationships left and right.
100%.
Those might be correlated.
It's like, I don't know if that boulder can roll. Like, that's 100%. Pretty big. It's heavy.
Yeah. You need to make yourself completely detached from that.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I just once again want to remind everybody to be brave. Love is worth it.